Is KNX a potential technology? Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. Today our question is about KNX as a technology, and this question have been coming to us mostly in regular basis. The question is about, is KNX as a technology still ongoing, still running? Is it a potential technology for the future? Or it is too old because this year KNX technology is almost 35 years. So is it too old now to cope with the new standards and new challenges? Or the technology is coming strongly for the next projects, inshallah, and will be able to cope with the new standard and technology. So, from the point of view of a system integrator, does it worth it to spend time and money and invest time and money in learning KNX or getting to know more about KNX? Or no, let us focus on something else. So, today, as a KNX consultant, KNX expert, let me try to do this without my crystal ball. So, I will try to depend on the normal scientific ways of finding out the trend of KNX. So I have three, let's say, milestones or three pillars to make an opinion or to put an opinion in that. First, I will talk about supply and demand. Then I will talk about the technology in general. Then I will talk about the stakeholders of KNX in general. What's KNX? Before we start with supply and demand, an open standard, an open protocol where almost 500 plus companies producing devices, producing solutions to work together to make sure they are supplying all the building functions needed for modern buildings, for modern building automation solutions. This is in a general KNX in a very simple way. Do we have a demand on this technology? Yes, we do have a demand on this technology now because the technology can integrate functions in a small office or a house, in a villa, in a palace, in a mansion, in a very big building, in airports. So the technology can be used in small projects, residential or commercial, or even very big projects, residential or commercial. And we've seen that demand increasing every day because still it's an emerging technology. And the need for that is very important, especially with the new challenges coming every day. So we need more solutions to make our homes or our offices safe. We need more solutions to make our airports or our buildings or operations in a building in a more automated way to make sure that our buildings are green, saving energy and providing in a better carbon footprint worldwide. So we have a lot of demand for that. And with KNX, which is supported by almost 500 plus manufacturers, you can see that a lot of companies are producing and competing together to make sure that those devices work together. So KNX can supply the devices and solutions for this demand. So supply and demand, if you have a demand, a high demand, and supply is coming, okay, then you still have a potential for this technology, clearly. Then let's talk about the other technologies, because we've seen companies in the past, let's say 10 years, we've seen companies like BlackBerry, Nokia, Kodak. We've seen companies that were very good in their technology, but then finally they did not cope with the new challenges and the new technology around, so they did not make it that far. Will KNX be able to cope with the new technologies or not? I will take two parts related to KNX. The first part is the wireless technology, because now most of the technologies are pushing more for the wireless world. Okay, so will KNX, as let's say a wired protocol or a protocol based on the wired technology, will be able to cope with that? And the answer is yes. We can see that KNX already had KNX RF since long time now, where you can integrate RF native KNX devices to your project. We know that KNX has a lot of gateways to integrate Z-Wave or Matter or other technologies like Zigbee even with the KNX devices. And now KNX is pushing also for KNX IoT, where you can get a lot of sensors and a lot of IoT devices, wireless or even wired, and integrate them with your devices. So we've seen IoT gateways and IoT couplers where you can integrate wireless Matter devices with your KNX devices. And manufacturers now are starting to introduce more devices every day. So KNX, when it comes to technology related to us, like the wireless technology, they're very aware about that. What is the next challenge? Simply, it's a security. Is KNX secure enough, or KNX will be able to be secure enough to cope with the challenges of having a secured building automation functions in my building? In a very simple way, I can say now yes, because KNX Secure has been introduced long time, and now it is increasing. KNX Secure allow devices to integrate together, work together, and to communicate using encryption and using authentication technology, making sure that no one unauthorized will have access to your system. And you can even find a training specialized for KNX Secure available for free on KNX Association website. And a lot of devices now are coming using KNX Secure technology. Even now, the practical in the basic courses, KNX is pushing, KNX Association is pushing now that all certified KNX training centers should have KNX secure devices in their training rig or training kit. And this will be mandatory starting of 2026, like we said before. So yes, KNX is aware about the security challenges, and they are working hard to make sure that we as KNX experts and with KNX devices, we are up to the challenge. Good. The last part I will talk about in this study is KNX stakeholders. So who benefits from KNX? Who are the people or companies or corporations that will be affected by KNX? Who are the people that will have positive effect if KNX succeeds and negative effects if KNX declines? In a very simple way, KNX Association, the corporation or the association that is behind KNX, making sure to market for it, to make sure that it is secure, that KNX is coping with the new technologies and developing the software for KNX, ETS, and a lot of things. So who else? KNX manufacturers. We have more than 500 manufacturers worldwide producing and manufacturing products that will work with KNX, with almost now more than 10,000 products in the market. So with those number of manufacturers and very big manufacturers from different areas of the world, so they also invested time and money and R&D and production lines to produce device for KNX. So they will have to make sure that they are supporting all the challenges facing KNX centers, KNX experts, KNX system integrators, or KNX partners that invested time, money, resources to learn KNX. And they will always try to find ways to solve any issues that will arise with KNX because they invest a lot of time. If you talk about that in number, let me focus on Europe and Middle East, because mostly we are talking about Europe and Middle East. And I'll tell you the numbers, and these numbers are official, coming from KNX Association, almost last month. And if I talk about numbers in Europe as an example, KNX in Europe has more than 60,000 partners. Okay, we have more than 300 manufacturers in Europe, almost more than 250 training centers in Europe, 130 plus scientific partners, and 24 national groups, 14 user clubs. That's in Europe. How about the Middle East? The Middle East, we have almost 2,000 partners. This number is increasing because every day someone is taking KNX basic course, passing the course, now he's a KNX partner. We have KNX manufacturing members, 14. We have 19 training centers, and we have one national group and 2 user club. And when I look here at the number of training centers in the Middle East, I can see a big potential. So this is a potential here, by the way. There is a potential here. So if you're looking for ways to invest time or money, go and make a training center. We have countries still in the Middle East with no KNX certified training center. As an example, in Egypt, a few years ago, we had only 3, maybe 4 training centers. Now we have almost 8 training centers, which is good. In UAE, almost only 3 or 4 training centers available. In Saudi, very few numbers, maybe 1 or 2. In Qatar, maybe no. Go to Iraq, Morocco, Algeria, the Levant countries. A lot of countries almost without training centers. So we need people who are willing to invest money in this business and make training centers in those countries. But training centers are increasing. People are taking KNX in the Middle East are increasing. So the numbers also prove that KNX is increasing. So KNX as a technology worth your time, your money, your investment, your resources. Because they will be able, inshallah, in the next few years to supply more solutions to the emerging market of new demand of home automation. Home automation currently is not now about a mobile application where I can control my AC and my shutters using the mobile application. Okay? In building automation, home automation now has a lot of demands for security, for safety, for more automation, for saving energy, for automating the different functions in the house, in the building, worldwide. So KNX with this structure can do that. So it is a potential technology worth your time and money. The question that arises now, how to start my work with KNX. If I'm a system integrator, I want to start with KNX, what should I do? If I'm a student or to work with KNX, what should I do? The system integrator and you want to start your work with KNX, start learning KNX, the good thing that KNX Association made it in a very, let's say, formal way, very organized way. In a very simple way, go look for a certified training center, attend the training. The training will be able to support your demand and your needs. You will learn the foundation, the basics of KNX, basics of home automation. You'll be able to support the projects. You have a theory part, you have a practical part. You'll be able to do projects or implementation of projects on your own, on your real KNX devices. You will have KNX certified tutors to teach you and to coach you for KNX projects. And you will be recognized at the end as a KNX partner. So your name will be on KNX Association website, and you will have the right now and the knowledge to learn more about KNX and even join more trainings later. By the way, KNX trainings are also increasing. KNX trainings now, just a few days ago, about a new KNX training coming for KNX energy management. So it's a new training coming for the KNX training family. So KNX Association is doing its best with new products, new training centers, new partners, and even new trainings to make sure that KNX partners are aware and they are coping with the new challenge and new demands in the building automation and smart home industry. If you have any question about this topic, let us know. I am Wissam Tawfiq, certified KNX tutor from my own Fisher Certified Training Center. If you have any question, let us know and see you inshallah in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.